Yeah, I'm telling you, that's a blessing though, man. We gotta always count our blessings.
Oh, absolutely.
All
Enrollment in it.
right, all right, all right. Welcome to another edition of the Elite Mancast. Yeah, me and Mr. Vane gonna do our thing tonight because Mr. Mike's still on the road.
Yes, sir.
And man, tonight we're gonna talk about that self-sabotage, man, and deeper. We're gonna dive in deep because it's a deep topic, man, because it's a lot of us out here self-sabotaging our freedom, man. We self-sabotaging everything by cooperating with the masses. That's why I was talking about that live just a minute I just did right before the show, that asking yourself, what are you really celebrating tomorrow? True enough, you go out and you wear the red, white, and the blues, you wear all these colors, but what are you really celebrating? So tonight we're going to talk about self-sabotage in a manner of just on different aspects, because that's one aspect right there. That was just putting it out there. But for the most part, we want to talk about your subconscious and your conscious mind. We want to talk about the need for control, the poor emotional, all of these type of things, so that we can really start to dive into ourselves, do our shadow work right here on this show. We can show you how to do the shadow work right here on this show, because it's a lot of us that don't realize what we need to be doing to ourselves, for ourselves, because it's just not about waking up and going to sleep. It's not about just reading the Bible. It's not about just doing the normal. It's all about diving in deep, figuring you out, finding out what you really want to do. Do you really want to go to that job every day and complain about that job every day? Or do you want to say, hey, I'm going to take control of my life, man. I want my life back. But man, me and Mr. Bang going to do our thing. So, hey, Mr. Bang, give us a little something, man, because it's going down.
Yes, sir. Hello, y'all. How's it going? When it comes to self-sabotage, there's no one that, and I'm bold enough to say there's no one in this world who can honestly say that they've never, experienced what it means to to either cause themselves to be self-sabotaged or anything like that. Because, even the successful, like the highly successful, they did things voluntary, involuntary to do it. Myself, being a chef, yeah, it's like I know I'm good. Partially the name, but yeah, it's like I know I'm good. I know I'm good at what I do. But at a point in time, it's like I was to the point where, damn, do I really want to do this? Like, do I really want to jump off that ladder and like get everything done? Because I already knew I was gonna be able to do it, like I mentioned, but I was also scared about it. So it's like going into competitions and everything. It's like, oh, okay, cool. I know the ingredients. I know how to get this done. But if I win, then what? Okay, so fast forward, I'll just go ahead and make a simple fluke. Mess it up because I'd rather fail me than anybody else fail me, which is one of the reasons I really never followed organized sports other than when I played, because I'd rather be totally responsible for my outcome, because I don't want anybody else to be like, oh, well, I'm sorry. Like, no, I'm sorry. When it comes to self-sabotage, I mean, it happens in relationships, partnerships, everywhere. So, I mean, this conversation, this topic can go on for like hours and hours, if not days and weeks. It's like, I
Oh, for
know
real,
about it.
man. For real. Because let's give y'all the true meaning of this is a pattern of
Mm-hmm.
behaviors that can be associated with various underlying issues. That's the first line.
Yeah.
That right there alone tells you have to realize your underlying issue. The issues can include low self-esteem,
Mm-hmm.
fear of failure, fear of success. Now think about that. Who's scared to succeed? Then you have past traumas, and you got your negative experiences. Your past traumas and your negative experiences, those are as one. Because the past trauma could have been a negative experience, and we all have negative experiences, but it's all about your bounce back. It's all about how you're going to receive it and then come back from it.
Right.
Because it's like you see a lot of guys out here, they lose their job, they lose their mind in the career, and then they say, hey, you know what? I got to put this together like this. I got to make this happen like this. So then they start putting that plan together and they start walking it right back out. And then they get more money than they had at the time when they lost the money.
Yeah.
So we have to be these type of people to where we're more conscious so we don't self-sabotage the relationship, so we don't self-sabotage the career, so we don't self-sabotage anything that's beneficial to us in our life. Because a lot of us, we will say, fuck it, and leave that person. And then when that person blow up, oh, well, hey, babe, how you feeling? You all right? No, I'm not all right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't feel good at all. Yeah, I don't even like people anymore.
You're right about that. Then that done that, especially in past relationships, because once again, not it's like it's almost like someone building a barrier. I mean, they say you can't keep up, let down the wall, by your heart, stuff like that, because it's like I'd rather be the ending of it.
Yeah,
And some people are just scared. Some people use self-sabotage as protection.
yeah, yeah. And that's for real. That's another part of it that I think it's called a self-control. Let me see, the need for control, or no, it's one of these. I'm gonna look at it in a minute. But yeah, that's another part of it. You want to be in control, so you will self-sabotage the whole deal, and just to say, hey man, I don't I gotta make sure that it's this way. If it's not this way, it's not gonna work.
Yeah.
Because you have a program in your system. You have programmed your system to not go further, to not accept new ideas. Them new words, I don't understand them new words, so I'm not finna do that. Oh, them words too big, they complicated. I can't spell that, and I'm not finna say it.
Yeah.
And then you just give up on yourself.
You're right. It's like I was looking at the end of that definition, and it mentioned it's because they don't want to be afraid of fall. It's like they'll set a goal, but then they're too afraid of hitting it. And that's because they'll end up falling to a goal that really isn't what they wanted to achieve. Going up in management for myself when I was in the restaurant industry, it's like somehow this whole story to myself. Shit, okay then. Like
Yeah.
it's almost like everything else would say, you got to pick and choose your battles. Some
For
things I
real.
feel that they really don't want to fall into that category, but like it can seem like it's hereditary. I mean, my granddaddy was a junkie, my daddy was a junkie, so I'm gonna be a junkie.
Right. Next
Goes
up.
back to those twins that we had talked about before. The ones like their dad was alcoholic, remember? And
Right.
like one twin was like, well, yeah. So
Yeah. I don't want to be an alcoholic. One twin wanted to be like his daddy. The other twin said, I see the example that I don't want to be like.
yeah,
So that's where you have to realize something, that you can put your conscious mind to work to be greater than anything that you want.
mm-hmm.
That goes back to the live that I just did, was that we have to use more of our conscious instead of our subconscious, because our subconscious mind is really taking us to a place of remembering. It's like I always say, you would rather reflect than remember.
Yeah.
Because remembering keeps you in the same space. Remembering, all you're going to do is replay the same hurt. You're going to replay the same traumas. So that way you will self-sabotage, because you're going to say, he ain't going to change. Oh,
Yeah.
she ain't finna be nothing different. And it's like, what? That person ain't even doing half of the stuff that they used to do, but all you can remember is that one pattern or that one sequence of events that happened, and you just throw the whole thing away.
Yeah.
When you don't even realize the person was ready to give you all the codes, the security codes to the everything. You know what I'm saying? So it's like we have to start paying attention to that part of the game. Of say, do I really want to be in a relationship with somebody who's growing? Because I don't know if I can handle that.
Right.
Because you got so many people that want to stay normal.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'm good where I'm at. I make good money. I drive a nice car. I got a nice crib. I'm good. Oh, okay. You stay good right there, because I know it's more. I know. Why not? Yeah, why not have 2 houses and 2 cars? Well, I
Right.
can't drive both cars. Yeah, but you can take one on one day and one on the other day.
Yeah, because like it's always better to have options. Cause like the dishwasher I told you I used to work with, dude been a
Yeah.
dishwasher for what, 15 years.
Yeah.
I asked him if he wanted to be a line cook. I was willing to train him. Nah,
Right.
I'm good right over here. You know, I get off at 3:30 every day. I go home, I do what I need to do what I want to do on the weekends. Like
Wow.
you 65 years old.
Man.
But he was just content with being a dishwasher.
See
I mean,
there?
this dude had been there, like I said, so long, and even when he was incarcerated, you know, I don't know the proper term, but when they're able to work when they're in jail,
Yeah.
and it's like, yeah, he was washing dishes when he was in jail, and got out of jail, and got a restaurant job, wants to be a dishwasher.
Damn. Man. Yeah, but you see it so many times, man. When people get past their 50s, a lot of people get stuck in their ways. Me and my partner had a conversation the other day. He was telling me about how, because he do security for the public school,
Mm-hmm.
and he was telling me how he's been outside for so long, but they're like they have a new principal now, and the new principal said he's more effective inside.
Right.
You know, that dude damn near told that principal, he said, "Man, I like outside. I like being outside, man." He said, "I really don't want to be inside, but if you want me inside, I'll go." And it's like, bro, don't you realize that these people can give you more money when you're inside? But he's so stuck in them ways to where he's like, yeah, you know. But he took the inside job, but he told me he was letting me know, you know, through the personal, bro, I really didn't want to go inside. And I'm like, damn, man, you really? He said, yeah, man, I'm stuck in my ways on certain things. And I really don't like to change certain things. And it's like, you don't even realize what's on the other side of that change.
Right.
Because if you stay stuck over here and then you say, forget all of that, don't you know these people can give you a $5 raise and now you can really make more money and you can really see different parts of, you know, because he's retired already. So he's just working the school security just to be the school security.
Yeah.
You know, but he just like being away from everybody. He don't want to be involved with the children. He don't want to do all of this. But it's like, bro, you don't realize that. But he took the job anyway. You know, he did the inside. But it's like a lot of us don't take the inside because we feel comfortable where we're at. Stop being comfortable. We learning new information, affirmations, manifestation, and we're learning all of these new things. So we're practicing new things, and then we feel like we're stagnant because things aren't changing immediately. Well, because you just started this brand new thing. It's like being a husband. You've never been a husband before. How do you know how to be a husband? You've never been a wife before. How do you know how to be a wife?
You're right. You never been committed before in a relationship. How do you know that you won't like being committed? I like options. But hey, because I mean, I tell anybody when they ask me how long I've been with my spouse, like, it's the longest committed relationship I've ever been in. Because I've never seen my boy committed. That's a crime.
Oh my goodness. Out of control, man.
But nah, you know, the different signs of self-sabotage. There's fear of failure, fear of taking risks, procrastination, always saying yes to everyone, inability to admit mistakes or error, having unrealistic expectations, self-criticism, comparing yourself to others, self-medicating, perfectionism, because that was one of my things. Like, first I thought it was because I'm a Virgo, I like everything to be perfect, but I'm like, well, damn, I realized everything can't be perfect.
Right.
So, you know, accepting people's advice without question, because I was real big on, okay, like criticism, like, you know, oh, everybody should take honest criticism. Yeah, but when you start to dig in, I'm coming after you.
Yeah.
I was not able to take it. Like if somebody told me, somebody told, oh man, you know, it was too salty. That's your taste buds. Like, no. Negative
you took it personal. Yeah, man. It happens so much to where is that we unconsciously do it, you know. It's like, nah, man, I'm not like that. It was so funny that I explained to this young lady what I thought about something that she was doing at that time. And then when I told her, she got mad. She was like, no, that ain't me, this and that. And don't you know, about 2 weeks later, she made a live saying that that's who she was because of the situation that she's in.
Wow.
But you got mad at me when I said it. But then you thought you accepted it. So a lot of times, man, we have to really start evaluating the conversations before we give a response. You don't have to always give that right now.
Yeah.
I can appreciate an honest answer that'll take you 2 days to give me. Before you just, oh, I ain't like that, ain't this, and but it's like, what?
Yeah.
Give yourself time. Answer the question appropriately. Answer the question with true honesty instead of just going ahead and responding with no thought process. You heard 2 key words and now you're responding. Now you done self-sabotage the whole relationship because you thinking that this is about you. In whole reality, it's about your actions. It's not about you as a person. It's about the actions that you took on certain things. See, we as people, we're so used to responding. We're so used to reacting so fast to where we don't even know the response that we should give.
Yeah. You're right.
Once the word is said, it's said.
You're right. And that's always the difference when listening to someone, because I hate when I'm speaking to someone, or when someone, like if we're in a group setting
Right.
and you're the instructor and you're talking, and you're giving this PowerPoint presentation, and then people just start talking like, yo, you're listening to respond. You're not listening to anything else. You hear something, you always got to say something.
Mm-hmm.
Just listen. There's more to it.
Way more.
On top of that, taking the criticism, once again, going back to relationships, they'll sit up there, you're going back and forth, because I don't like to argue. I like to get my point across. But when like voices get raised, I stop, because I stop listening. And it's like, well, why'd you stop? I'm like, well, raise your raise your argument, not your voice.
Yeah,
That's all I'm
yeah.
looking for.
Yeah, it's like, because they're going back and forth. That's sabotaging. That's sabotaging right there. Because now especially if it's been repetitive for years,
Right.
that's a repetitive action that's been going on for years. It's not just like a one-time thing. It's like always. And it's more women in competition right now with men. And I don't know why. They feel like, oh, you can listen to your boss, you can listen to the police, you can listen to the judge, but you can't listen to your man. The guy who you
Yo.
allow to stick his meat in you, you won't listen to him, but you'll listen to a guy who gives you a check. So you mean to tell me finance is way more important than your body?
Yes, sir.
That's kind of
Yeah. It's scary
but
once you think about it.
but that goes back into what is this right here? The need for control.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's that pattern. So some individuals may engage in self-sabotage behaviors as a way to maintain a sense of control, even if it's detrimental in the long run. Just to say, hey, man, I can control this part of me. You really can't, but you think you can. Poor emotional regulation.
Mm-hmm.
Difficulty managing your emotions and impulsive behaviors can also contribute to self-sabotage. It's now that right there. It's more men nowadays than women. No control of their emotions. They're all over the place. I hear more women telling me Man, let me tell you what this dude did. I say, man, you have to check that dude. I said that on the live, what was that, Friday? About the guys with the invisible skirts. You have so many guys with invisible skirts nowadays, but women have to really speak on that.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, man, you got that invisible skirt on, homeboy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You check yourself on that. Yeah, I don't know what you got going on, but you can take that invisible skirt off, man. Because they feel like, hey, I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that. And you shouldn't do this. It's like, man, let that woman be that woman. Allow her. Now, if you don't like what she's doing, you gotta allow her to show you who she is first. And then the things that you don't like, you come in a calm manner and say, hey, check this out, love. I seen you doing this, this, and this. Those are things that I don't really deal with, or those are things that I'm really not on, Oh, well, that's who I am. But that's why I always tell men to learn more vocabulary, learn more ways to speak to a woman, learn how to communicate properly. That way you won't be coming across as an attack. Because see, a woman feels like she's being attacked, she's not going to do right.
Yeah.
She's going to shut down. She's going to keep doing what she want to do because she feel like you're attacking her. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been like that because we don't know how to communicate properly. We take the small things for granted when we should just be like, hey, you know what? I'm gonna allow this conversation to take place. If she says something that is not in agreement with you, you just say, hey, man, you take that. Because if it's a dude bigger than you, and he goes to flexing and talking loud, you gonna accept that?
Yeah.
Hey, bro, I ain't off into fighting the big niggas. I'm gonna tell you now, I ain't off into fighting big guys. I'm gonna go and let you catch this hot.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can take this one. You take this hot one with you, but I ain't gonna fight you. But at the same time, I can't kill nobody black no more, no way. I mean, no, wait a minute. I ain't say no more, but I can't kill nobody.
No more. Sabotage.
Self-sabotage.
Yeah, man. But
it's too funny.
Like there's a self-sabotaging formula. Guilt because I carry guilt, therefore I should be punished. Shame because I'm ashamed, therefore I should hide or suppress. Broken, so I should appear whole. Blame, uninvolved, and imperfect. Like there's different traits. I mean, just like is self-sabotage considered a toxic trait? Yeah, it hurts your health.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That right there is a formula. Wow.
Yeah.
Damn. Yeah, that's something else right there, bro. That is really a trip, man. How certain things really, you can really see that. You know what I'm saying? Like you can really see that.
Yeah, it's out there now. Some people, they just like, I want to say it's visible to them, but they'll choose to ignore it. They think that it's natural. Like,
right.
Oh, okay. If
Well,
I'm in a
a
relationship
lot of people,
with you and
I don't mean to cut your wisdom.
Go ahead.
A lot of people think toxicity is normal.
They think it's sexy.
Shit.
Excuse
my French, y'all. I'm trying not to be cussing this year. The rest of this year, anyway. We 6 months in. We're on the 7th month. But forgive me. But hey, that is not normal, y'all.
Right.
Toxic behavior, going back and forth with a man is not normal. Going back and forth with a woman, fellas, is not normal. Y'all need to understand the proper communication is not what you should, it's what you should be practicing. A lot of us, we be out here thinking, oh, she better not say this to me. Bro, you are a whole man. Why is you talking about what this woman should be saying to you?
Yeah.
And then expect her to bow down and be submissive and Oh, she don't do what I want her to do because you acting like she acting.
Yeah.
You self-sabotaging the whole relationship because you acting the same way as a woman acts.
Yeah. And then some of them get so bold with it. You having an argument with your spouse, your girlfriend, your man, whoever, and then you get loud with them in public.
Right.
Now it's to the point like, I mean, unless you're a pimp, if you hitting this woman.
But see, the pimp is not even physical contact. Pimping is a non-contact sport. If you really understand pimping, the game is a pimp, and he don't touch nobody.
Right.
He get all the money. And don't touch nobody.
See, let me go ahead because I understand you're not trying to cuss. Self-sabotage. Put a limit on your cuss words.
Yeah.
I give myself 10 cuss words a day. And it's like,
but I done cussed the earlier part of the day. The later part of the day, I shouldn't be cussing at all. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut the cussing out, man. I ain't gonna be cussing tonight. I got it. I'm getting better, y'all. I've been doing. We've been developing ourselves since COVID, so it's time to cut some things back, change some things, But yeah, man, it's really a trip how we can practice or we can teach certain things, but when we practice it, it's a difference. Because, like I said, I don't want to curse as much in life. I don't really want to curse at all, but it's like when you've been doing something all your life and you say, hey, I ain't gonna do that no more. And healing is not a final journey. Healing is a forever thing because we've been programmed for however long you've been alive. And now it's time to decipher which programs am I going to allow in my space, in my mind, in my conscious, in my subconscious. Which programs am I going to allow? So that way I don't self-sabotage my success. Because like the definition says, these issues can include low self-esteem, fear of failure, but fear of success. That was one that really just caught my attention. Like, damn, you got some people who really are scared to succeed because of the trauma that they've heard people talk about. Oh man, running your own business ain't for the weak. And you listen to these things and you like, well, I really don't want to run my own business. And then that low self-esteem kicks in to say, hey, it's like my daughter tried to tell me, everybody ain't entrepreneurs, daddy. I say, everybody's an entrepreneur. Everybody is. You know why? Because the person that you're working for, they expect you to uphold the responsibility that they give you, correct? So therefore, that's your responsibility. So if that's your responsibility, that means that you have to run that thing the best of your ability in order not to get fired. You're doing entrepreneur work. An entrepreneur is the same person who runs Amazon. He has to make sure that he creates and he does this job to the best of his ability so that it does not fail. Same thing. Failure, fire, same thing. So we can't self-sabotage if we out here doing our own thing. It's just the fact that you haven't figured it out yet. You haven't looked within yourself enough to say, hey, this is what I can do to make it work. It's like I have one of my kids' mothers, right? She worked for a phlebotomist for like 2 to 5 years or whatever. Then she said, you know what? I don't like y'all. I'm going to go do my own thing. Started her own phlebotomy business.
Hey.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like, I might not know my purpose, but I might be working for my purpose. And then all of a sudden, you create your own company. She been running that shit now. Oh, she been running her business for.
I'm gonna put a jar up here, and everyone.
Hey, boy,
I'm gonna send you a cash app. Be like cash app request $500. You know what all you say?
I gotta do the jar thing. You gonna make me do the jar?
Hey,
Put a
it
jar.
worked for
Every
me.
time you use a cuss word, you got to throw a quarter in the jar.
Yeah,
Yeah, bro. Yeah, I got to pull me a jar out. I'm gonna be rich. I'm gonna pay myself.
yeah.
Man, but yeah, she's been running her own company, man. I don't know, about 10 years now.
That's good, man. That's real good. Like when I was telling you
Yeah,
about the students over there, other shooter foreign exchange students, the ones from Africa.
right,
I could have set up
right.
there and went by the menu that they projected for them, but because they already told me what it is they like to eat, they told me what they don't like to eat.
Mhm.
Okay, cool. Google is free. That's all I did. Googled African meals. I created this stuff for them. They showed up just like, oh my gosh, thank you so very much, chef. Like, it was happy. I could have ran it the way, once
Uh-huh.
again, back in the restaurant days, like how they was talking about it, but like, nah. So much
Yeah.
to the point, like the person that brought them out here, they sent the email all the way to corporate. So they want me to be their permanent chef. One of the girls was like, we want you to come back to Africa with us. Like, y'all don't have a jack in the box, homie. Like, yeah, it's like,
Alex ain't going for it. Alex gonna be like, hey, yeah.
yeah. So I'm like, man, I'm like that. That's it's quite away from here.
Yeah,
And y'all
yeah.
have 13 months. Ooh.
They got an original calendar.
Yeah.
Yeah, they got the original calendar, man.
Yeah.
That's what's happening. Now, for real though, man. But then you got the person who want everything perfect. The perfectionist mindset can create an all or nothing mentality, leading individuals to self-sabotage their efforts to avoid the perceivable risk or perceived risk of
Mhm.
not being perfect, you know.
And I
So
was
that be the thing we have to realize too, that everything doesn't have to be in alignment for us to start. All
right.
the things, it's like, say, man, just start.
That's yup.
And after that, it's like the eagle.
Mhm.
The eagle throws its young into the sky, and they just up there like, but then before they hit the bottom, they go catch them, take
Mhm.
them right back up to that mountaintop, drop them again.
Yeah.
And I look at that like when we were young, you got your big cousin, they throw you in the deep end. Man, I don't know how to swim. Boy, I ain't gonna let you drown. Soon as they see you drown, they come get you, put you on the bank, and then throw you right back in.
Yeah. Literally how I learned how to swim.
You hear me?
Yeah, because I thought I was gonna drown. But it's like once I learned everything, and it's like, man, I love water. Even when we go
Mhm.
out there, on yachts and like to the ocean and shit, I'm always out there in the deep end, out in the middle of the water,
Right.
yacht, jet ski. I'm out there swimming. The only other
Yeah.
thing, okay, yeah, they have sharks, but
Yeah.
whatever. But
Right.
it you learn.
You learn. And
Yeah.
that's oh man, my partner, when we was on that boat, we was on the yacht party around the 1st of June. And my partner and them, they sitting up there talking about jumping in. One dude, man, I ain't jumping in that ocean, man. There's some sharks. I don't know what's in that water. Yeah, I made sure I ain't had nothing in my pocket. I just dove in. And
Yeah.
then my other partner, he talking about, man, you ain't gonna leave me.
Yeah, exactly. Because I mean, you can't help what's gonna happen. I mean, they had a shark attack in New York I want to
Right.
say that was like earlier this week or last week.
Oh man, what's so crazy? Check this out now. A guy, he got arrested for animal cruelty because he kept on hitting the shark. He's like, the shark kept coming. They said animal cruelty. Bro, I'm not finna get bit.
Yeah.
But if you hit a shark on the nose, he goes away.
Mhm.
So if you get to him before he get to you, bump him on his nose, he'll turn around.
Yeah.
I
They,
said, man, it was
they
a trip because I seen a lady on Instagram. She was taking a picture and the shark came up. She hit the shark on the nose and the shark went back down. I said, what the? Well, then I had kept seeing it, throughout these Animal Planet, that the wildlife, all of that kind of type of stuff. I was seeing it. I'm like, wow, look
yeah.
at this.
because all his nerve endings are right there.
there.
They have
Yeah.
a syringe that if a shark is about to attack you or whatever. Like, first off, when I go diving, I'm not carrying no damn needle filled with nitrogen. Like, no. So bump that. But you just stab it into the shark. It goes like into this little main area.
Yeah.
It freezes everything in there.
Right. Okay.
I'm like, I don't have time for that. Like,
But
no.
it's like, if I know how to beat the animal, if I know how to defend myself against the animal, I feel more comfortable being around the animal.
Yeah.
It's like a dog. If they tell you, man, just don't act scared, the dog ain't gonna mess with you. In the beginning, the dog got teeth, he barking. I'm scared.
Yeah.
Until my homeboy, he got a bunch of pits. He started, he's showing me that, how to breed them, how to do all this. So it's like, oh man, these animals really ain't cool. I mean, ain't that bad. Because that's when pit bulls was getting a bad rep.
Yeah.
So instead of self-sabotaging my life, I start, being comfortable, and then they start walking up to me instead of growling at me. So I was like, oh, okay. Some things you got to just take that chance and listen to somebody who knows more than you, and you really will see the change. But a lot of us, we are self-sabotaged because we don't like to listen to nobody except our boss, except the people who pays us. If you ain't paying, I ain't listening. I said, bro, I've heard that so many times from different types of women. It's like, just say you're a prostitute, baby. I ain't tripping.
And that's exactly what I was gonna say.
If
Like,
you're a prostitute, you're a prostitute. I don't judge. I don't mind you being a prostitute. At least I know who you is. Yeah. I ain't gotta be up here on trying to figure out, is she home?
That's it. Because I know one girl, once again, trying to correct it because it was in the restaurant industry. And she claimed that, chef keep yelling at me, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, I'm not yelling, I'm getting my point across.
Yeah.
But, fine. And, okay. Tell her what to do. But it's kind of funny how Trey Songz can get on stage and be like, bitch, get it on the flow. But then when I call you a bitch, I'm being rude.
Man, don't say it like that. When she said, she didn't want to get on the floor when you said it.
Yeah, but when all they rapping and popping, they pee popping or whatever, it's like, it's cool then.
Too sure I can call her a bitch, but you can't. Come on,
and that was one of my favorite words. Like, it could be a woman, a male. Like, man, this bitch. It was like, bro, you know how many times you said that word? But like, I don't keep count.
Yeah, and can't nobody say it like short.
Right.
But now, man, we've been programmed to believe that if you don't have the money, if you don't have the power, you're not capable of talking down to me. And that program is very much outdated because the umbrella of the spirit is God, man, woman, and children. But a lot of women, once they get that power, they feel like once they get the money, they feel like they need to have more power than a man. And it's like, that's where you can self-sabotage any relationship, because your power does not lie in your money. Your power lies in the knowledge that you have how to utilize the money. Where do I put this money? You know what I'm saying? Because see, a man, he has to be rich to mess with a broke chick.
Yeah.
But a wealthy woman, she couldn't mess with a broke dude. No. So why should the man be on that level? Because we look at Pretty Woman, because we look at we look at all these fairy tale movies. Oh, a man should take care of a woman. No, a man should take care of his wife.
Yeah.
Not a woman, his wife.
That's it.
Yeah. You got to become the wife first before I can give you the security code, before I can give you all of my riches and all of my wealth. Why would I give you all of my wealth if you're not the wife? And then when I deny you of something, you say, I'll forget it. I don't want to be a part of this ship anyway.
Yeah.
So you self-sabotage just because you don't get your way. And that's not just in relationships, that's in businesses. You know, we see that in the business part, a partnership in business, like the guy you was working with. They want you to be the puppet.
Mhm.
You know, and you said, "No, brother, I'm way better than being the puppet." You know, it's like with me and my business. It's like we want you to go out in the field. I said I was never in the field at this company ever.
Yeah.
So why would I go out in the field? So I self-sabotaged that opportunity with them because I seen value in myself, and I said I'm gonna step out on faith and do my own thing.
Mhm.
Because I know who I am as a creator. I know who I am as a man who says, "Hey, man, you give me the vision, I can create it for you. I can complete it for you."
Yeah.
You know, it's like somebody tell you, "Hey, man," you ask them, "Okay, what type of menu do you guys want?" They give you the menu, you create it, they pay you. That's the business
Yeah.
mindset that you have that created a whole opportunity out of nothing. So a lot of people would have been like, "Nah, bro, I can't do that. I can't, man." But you go to cook for these people every day. So why couldn't you start your own journey to start to accumulate your own wealth? You know, and that's a lot of us, man. We can go clock in every day and appease the masses and appease the man who we do things for. And then now it's like, hey, you know what? I can't do that for myself.
That's it.
So we need to realize that it goes back to the negative core belief and social anxiety, because social anxiety can lead to the avoidance and procrastination, especially facing potential judgment or criticism. The social anxiety is what a lot of us face on a daily basis, not even realizing that we can control that part of ourselves because we don't need to be socially anxiety. It does, but that goes back to the negative core belief too. So the underlying negative beliefs about oneself or about past traumas. You take the past and you put it in your future, you keep creating a past. You can't create a future when you say, "Oh, you remind me," or "You just like," or "You did this." It's like that person who you're dealing with right now is nothing like the person because their fingerprints don't match.
Right.
But we keep this social anxiety going to say, "Hey, man, I'm gonna just do it later, or when I get more information, or when I'm gonna just avoid it altogether." Self-sabotage has many hats, has many windows that you can go down, and you're like, "Damn, man, what did I do now? What do I do now?" After the argument has went down, you done cuss this person out, and you thinking it was, "Oh man, they gonna be all right." Now you don't know. Now you're making that man feel like, "I really don't want to be here,"
Yeah.
because this is not the first time this has happened.
You're right. And just what you said right before you went back and corrected it, a lot of people, because I'm guilty of it myself, being like relationships are like when I used to get called in by the boss to the office. Chef, like shit, what did I do now? Literally, what I'll be thinking. Then I go back, I recollect, like, you know what? Now I got it.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's a major key, man. We have to realize that, digesting a person's dialogue before you even respond. Like I say, man, you can take up days. You can take 2 days before you respond to me. If it's major, we just talking, have general conversation. That's one thing. But if we talking about serious things, you don't have to jump out there and give me an answer immediately, because I know that the life we've grown from, or the life that we've experienced in the past, could be traumatizing to you, and then you will blurt something out. Now I don't feel comfortable no more even talking about these type of topics, because I feel like now it's going to be the same thing,
Right.
because this ain't the first time this has happened. So it's like a lot of us have to put to work on that shadow work. We have to do that shadow work. We have to do the self-development. We have to look within in order not to sabotage something that could be greater than anything you've ever had, you know. So when you do that shadow work, you start looking at the triggers. You start looking at your negative core belief, not somebody else's. Because see, a lot of things, a lot of people grew up around people who always judging somebody else without looking in the mirror. Goes back to my favorite Michael Jackson song. I'm gonna start with that man in the mirror. I can't look outside for nobody to help me save me. You know, like Reverend Ike say, quit looking in the sky for a God when the God is within you.
Right.
You know, a lot of us still believe it's a guy gonna come out the sky. Jesus coming back. He gonna save us. He gonna walk the earth. Hey man, your grandmama done died and Jesus ain't came back yet.
Yeah.
Like Nuri Muhammad say, a cloud moves at 60 miles an hour, right? He said from the time of when Jesus passed to right now, he said Jesus still wouldn't be where we at.
Right.
He said Jesus still be on that cloud right now, and he still wouldn't have made it to 2025.
Yeah.
So it's like, man, we have to really do the science of ourselves. We got to do science in life. But, you know, a lot of us don't want to do work no more because we feel like we graduated. Man, I didn't graduate. I don't want to do no more schooling. But you'll go to work and learn a new trade. You'll go to work and learn something new at that job, at school. But learn something for yourself. Learn something new for you. You know, it's like with me and trading stocks now. I'm learning. I'm reading every day about how to make the best investment. I read up on the companies that I want to put my money into so that I can make a transition of going from workforce to nothing. I don't want to work for nobody. I want my money working for me. You know, you make your money work for you. Who you got to work for? My money doing all the work. It's like having 20 employees without even touching nothing.
Yeah. But
I have a CPA who's gonna do my books. So what do? Go on vacation, dog.
Oh, yeah. But like you
Swim
mentioned,
with the sharks. How about that? Yeah.
exactly. A lot of people they don't like doing the shadow work because it has the word work attached to it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like they'd rather just, you can build your dream or somebody will pay you to build theirs.
That part.
That's what it boils down to.
Yeah. And that's the biggest thing right there is that I'm learning that I just have to find a couple of right people, and then they'll find some more right people to run a business that's already running. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I gotta quit looking to be perfect. I gotta quit looking for the worker to be perfect. I just need him to be good at what he does.
Yeah.
You know, if that's what you do, man, you're a painter. I want you to be the best painter that I hire.
Yeah.
You know, so that anytime I get work, I don't have to look outside of this source right here. I can say, hey, man, I got a place over here. They want this done. I'm gonna have you come in and give me a quote on what you would do. Mm-hmm. Once they give me their quote, I put my numbers together with their quote and get the job. You know, so I figured it out.
Yeah. it's like it goes back to science as well as math because the majority of the world, they want to get overpaid to underdeliver or just like do the bare minimum.
Right.
And we've all hired people that's like, they want you to pay them top dollar so they can go fuck around and be like, oh, okay, cool. Like, okay, whatever. But I mean, you just weed them out.
Because a lot of people self-sabotage themselves anyway.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You don't even have to do it.
Right. And because number 3 on here is a common type of sabotager is one who finds the price of hope too high to pay for it.
Damn.
So it's like it's out there.
I pay the price of hope.
Yeah.
Too high at that.
Yeah.
Boy, that was deep. That was deep right there. See, there you go, Mr. Prolific. Prolific.
Yeah.
Mr. Prolific. I'm so gifted. Come on, man. Yeah. I like that. That's real though. Because we have a lot of negative core beliefs because of the environments we grew up in. You know, that inner city was always about General Hospital, Young and the Restless, The Days of Our Lives,
Dallas.
Dallas, yeah. What is that other one? Fantasy Island, Dynasty. You know, it was a bunch of soap opera stuff growing up in the 80s, man. So where a lot of us, where we took that into the future and thinking that was going to be the way of life. That was like me. I thought selling drugs was going to be forever. I'm like, man, this is the sweetest gig you can ever have. I know this is going to last forever. Yeah, bro. That was a life sentence of, if I don't quit selling dope, they're going to give me a life sentence.
That's the life. No,
you come back in here one more time with this dope charge. We've been 3 strike you and you're going to be out. I'm like, okay, I ain't coming back. I'm done. As you can tell, I wasn't too good at selling drugs anyway, because I kept getting caught. But I was getting caught because I was getting high. That was the problem. Yeah.
But at least you did the homework to realize, like, oh, this is what I'm doing wrong.
That's what I'm doing wrong. Yeah, after the fact. After I'm in there, I'm sitting in there for the 3rd time, like, you know what? I got to stop getting high.
Or do it afterwards.
Nah, you ain't gonna do selling drugs. You gonna, anytime somebody come to you talking about they need something, you selling. I don't care who you is. If I can't be high doing this, I really don't want to do it because I got to deal with so many mindsets. I got to deal with all these personalities. You don't know the people that's going to come up to you and ask you for something. So if you in your right state of mind, you liable to catch a murder charge off real. You like, just because of my attitude, I'll be like, nah, bro, you got me messed up. But if I'm in a fluctuating state of mind, I can be like, you know what? Okay, yeah, nah, player. What I'm gonna do for you is this right here. I can't do this. But if I'm in a, self-sabotaging type of mindset,
You're right.
I would destroy the whole mission. My big cousin used to have to slow me down a lot of times. I'd be like, boy, I'm finna crash out on this boy. Kinfolk, we got money to make. Don't start that. Yeah, we got things to do. Don't do that. Well, somebody better tell him something. You don't know who I am? Somebody better tell him something.
They're gonna learn. I mean, that's similar to the hitman. It's like he put a hit on somebody, but he was gonna pay the hitman like $80,000 or $90,000.
Okay.
He didn't want to get the job done, so he went shopping around looking for another hitman. He was just gonna give him a portion. So he found somebody. Then that hitman found somebody. They turned around and found somebody. They went through like 7 people, and then the last hitman it went from 90,000 to like I think 10,000 to go and kill the person. So he was like, well, you know what? Okay, so he went and befriended the guy he was supposed to kill.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, cool. Hey, look, they sent me here to take you out, but I don't want to do it. What do you want to do? Like, okay, so then the guy who was supposed to get hit, he turned around and called the police, got him involved. So then they arrested him. Well, who told you about it? Well, such and such hired me. They just went all the way back to the top. And caught the one who had initially put it on him. I'm like,
that is crazy.
Yeah.
If you're going to do the job, go on and get it out the way, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. That is crazy. I ain't never, that's some Kill Shorty type of stuff. I've never heard of that.
Yeah.
Self-sabotage, that is the best right there.
Yeah.
Procrastination. I'm going to put it off and let somebody else do it.
Yeah,
I'm going to put it off and let somebody.
Was.
Yeah, they passed it down 9 times and nobody got it done.
Yeah.
And the guy that told everybody.
Yeah. He told the guy, look, they paid me to kill you. I don't want to do it. Oh, okay then. Ended up calling the cops, and then it just went right back up the chain because everybody said, "Oh well, now he wanted me to do it. Well, he paid me to do it. Well,
Yeah.
okay, all the way back up."
It's too
Man,
funny. Yeah. Oh man, that's crazy. But yeah, man, it's been a great episode, man. This is what, you know, a lot of us don't want to hear about because we don't like to hear the truth about ourselves. And that's the main thing, that when you tell somebody about themselves, it's like, nah, that ain't me.
mm-hmm.
That ain't what I'm about. I don't do that, you know. It's like, really? You tell somebody, oh, you talk about the past too much. I don't talk about the past. You show them a text message of them talking about the past.
So this wasn't you. Okay.
Self-sabotaging, man, at its finest. And then we really don't realize that. Well, I've started to realize that I have to accept that if I want that person around me.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if you want certain people around you, male and female, you have to really accept how they talk, but you have to learn a conversation of say, hey, you know what? You said that, but I'm not, you know, I'm not attacking you on that. But at the same time, you know, we have to realize that type of business goes down.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like, you know, it's a lot of things, man, that, you know, we gotta work on, but you know, it's gonna get better. I believe a lot of times that we can make a way out of no way by just communicating.
You're right.
That's
I
the
mean, it's one
biggest
of those
part.
topics that can have a part 2 and a part 3 to it because,
Right.
like, it's pages and pages. Just
Because we can take each one of these topics out of it, you know, the list that we have, and then you can make a topic out of that.
mm-hmm.
You know, social anxiety. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's something else in itself. But yeah, man, give us something good to go out on, man, so we can jump this broom and get out of here.
Yes, sir. Well, I want to say self-sabotage is when we want something, then go about making sure that it doesn't happen.
Yeah,
Because been there, done that, and I'm the greatest obstacle of my dreams.
that right there.
Yeah.
Hey, man, I like all of that. And then I'm gonna say this right here, man. If you really want to become a better version of yourself, look in the mirror.
Yes,
Talk
sir.
to yourself. Let yourself know that, hey, I don't want to do this no more. I don't want to be this type of person anymore. And you write it down. You tell yourself, you write it down, and you read it every day as soon as you wake up. And then you read it in the middle of the day 3 times, and then you read it at night. What is it? No, in the morning you read it 3 times. In the day you read it 6 times, and at night you read it 9 times. And that would change the subconscious mind. That would reprogram the subconscious mind. I've done it on a couple of things that I've been working on, and it's been reprogramming. I have seen myself do it less and less. So y'all really do the reprogramming of the mind, and let's get better, man. Let's do our thing. Y'all have a wonderful evening.
Yes, sir.
Peace.
Please.
To the next round, brother.
Yes, sir. Same.
Yeah.